Um, I had a friend who had bought a business. Let's just say the business he was buying was worth $500,000, and he needed 10%. Um, I don't even think he needed 10%. But let's just say it was 50,000. So he bought a $500,000 business for $50,000. And you can look at you can search and find businesses for sale. Um, I don't know. There was another website. I can't remember the name of it, but you could buy a snow cone trailer business for $55,000. Now it says cash flow 54,000, but I mean, to me this doesn't tell you anything. You want to know how much the profit is. Now, let's say you bought it for 50,000. Um, I don't know. Let's say you bought it for 40,000, and let's say their profit was 20,000 a year. Well, that would be a PE of 2. That means you'd get your money back in 2 years. Everything past that is profit. Um, so I mean, you could have a cash flow of $200,000 and actually only make $10,000 profit. So I don't really like the them doing cash flow here, because to me that tells me nothing. Um, but with stocks, that's what we're doing. We're buying businesses. We're buying companies. We're buying ownership of those companies. It might be not even a sliver of 1% of the company, but that's what you're doing. You're buying companies. So if you're buying one share of Apple, um, are you paying $2 trillion for the company? Are you coughing up $2 trillion to buy Apple? Um, you got to ask yourself, is this company worth $2 trillion? Um, and I may not be exact on my evaluations, but I don't have to be exact. If something is so cheap and so undervalued that I think I have a 5 or a 10 upside, I mean, um, a lot of the Wall Street analysts. I mean, there's an efficient market theory, which is the market is accurately priced, but the bigger companies, the $1 trillion companies, the $500 billion companies, they have tons of analysts that study every little detail, and predict whether the price is going to go from $120 a share to $130 a share. Um, you know, to me, that's a lot of wasted time and a lot of work for nothing, because I'm looking to turn a dollar into $2. I'm looking for into $1.50, a dollar into $4, a dollar into $5. Um, trying to get you know invest in all this work and stuff, and predicting whether a stock will go from 120 to 130 is kind of silly, if you ask me. But back to businesses. I mean, These are, you can search any state you want, any industry. And the only thing it has up here is cash flow. But like I said, that doesn't really tell me anything. I mean, if this company profited $58,000 a year, and you could buy the whole business for $59,000, you get your money back in 1 year. But they're not telling you that, and I wish I would have found the website that did, because basically they would have the cash flow and then they would have the profit underneath. But yeah, these don't really tell me nothing. You could buy a gas station, and you get revenue off lottery tickets. You get, I think, a penny every time a gallon of gas is sold. Or maybe 10 cents, I can't remember, but it's something very small. But gas stations make a lot of money off of jacking up the the nabs, the sodas, and everything in a gas station is is more expensive. But a good amount of their income is from lottery tickets. Like I said, people love lottery tickets, and that's one reason why the stock market is mispriced. If you got everybody wants to buy Tesla, well, you don't have everyone buying the companies that are undervalued. Um, and I mean, if you look at all the companies that are selling for less than book value, there's, I don't know, 20 times 100, I don't know. That's a lot of companies to search through. But like I said, when you're doing a search, you can. Well, this is my personal opinion. I don't really like biotech. I don't really like banks that much, and you just go through. You just go through them, and well, you got to narrow them down more. You want a list of like 10 or 20, but. And then, maybe I don't like the U.S. So, here's my Danos, but I'm definitely not buying it at 50 some dollars when I had bought it for $3. But yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to do a search. There's also a lot of other shipping companies that are cheap. Um, I haven't really done any research into them, so like I said, this isn't financial advice. This is um, I had, despite me saying I don't like banks that much, I had bought this one a while back. Um, South Korea one, because it was just so cheap. I own some of this company, the PBA. I think it's cheap. This is Petrobras. and you can't buy something. You can't buy something for PE of 2. Well, here's one right here. That according to this, their earnings per share is $5. Their stock is selling at 10, and they're paying a $6.44 dividend. Now, to me, that's cheap. That's cheap. Just the dividend alone, you get your money back in less than 2 years, before 2 years. And I mean, just don't even worry about the stock going up or not. Just give the dividend. And who knows? Maybe at some point it might even shoot up here somewhere. But the 52-week range is 8 to 16. If you're buying closer to the 8 range and you think it's 16, I mean, you doubled your money. Now, I know there's been a lot of corruption and stuff like that, so this is not without risk. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take this as financial advice, but just to show you an example, I mean, the value investors are going to find opportunities, regardless of whether the market is cheap or expensive. There is money to be made. There's opportunities. All you have to do is search a little and do a little research and take a stab. And if you're 100% sure, if you think this is 3 birds in the bush and it takes 2 years to get there or 5 years to get there, maybe you go 100%. If you're 10% sure, maybe you go 10%. Pick 10 companies. This might be one of the 10 or 20 companies or 50 companies or 100 companies. But to me, one person cannot analyze and keep up with all the day-to-day things happening with 50 companies. Maybe 10, but do you like your 10th one as much as you like your first one? So I don't know. Maybe your first pick, maybe you're 33% in. Maybe the next 2, maybe you're 15% in, and then you got 4 more that you're 10% in, or 8 more that you're 5% in. It's all up to you. It's depends on. All investing is, you got $1 today. What's in the bush? How many birds are in the bush? How long is it going to take to get there? And how sure are you? You might think there's 3 birds in the bush, and you can turn $1 into $3, and lo and behold, there's no dollars in the bush, and you've lost your $1.